We are in Port Harcourt, a spiritual leadership summit. And in that meeting, Pastor was talking about the mantle of the tribe of Judah. And from talking about the mantle of the tribe of Judah, he started introducing the angel of might and what the angel of might can do. And while that meeting was going on, I remember vividly, that was the same weekend that Billy Graham died. And we were raptured in that meeting. It got to a point, heaven was sitting on us. And when Pastor talked about that angel of might, I was asking myself, how do I get this kind of weight to fall behind me in the assignment God has given us across the globe? And along the line, I was led to honor my pastor, my father, and I did so. In the course of that meeting, he called me out and prayed for me. And I knew that was how God responded to that response of honor. And we came back. I was pastoring Dominion City over then. We came back from Port Harcourt. I couldn't get over that message. I would listen to it. I would put it while I'm sleeping and it's playing. Wake up into it. And I carried it to church. We'll be having service. I'll bring the message. We'll play it. We'll discuss it. Midweek service, we'll play it. We'll discuss it. Some people, I had to send it to them. And we are listening to it. And it got to a point. We had the spirit of that message enter us. And along the line, something happened. A woman that just joined us in church then, something happened. She sent her son to go and get corn or something like that downstairs, and was waiting for him to return upstairs. He wasn't coming up. Finally, she was hearing her name. Neighbors were calling her. Your son has fallen into the soakaway. Your son has fallen into the soakaway. That's the septic tank, the soakaway that they build around compounds that form the drainage through the sewage. And when she came...
Pastor Andres, soakaway pit is where all the excretors, when they flush the toilet, they build a pit where everything goes. That's where the young man fell into.
And it was 14 feet deep. 14 feet deep. And was filled to the brim with all the things we know. When she came down, they were telling her, your son fell into this place. You will not hear such a message. And good neighbors rallied around, got ladder, put the ladder inside there. The ladder was swallowed up by the soakaway pit. They couldn't see the ladder again. But she followed us when we were soaking that message. All of a sudden, she remembered the angel of might. And in her words, the angel of might that follows my father in the Lord, Reverend Dr. David Oweli, show up and bring my child out of this place. Show up. At this point, that boy has been there for 45 minutes to 1 hour. Every medical practitioner, even layman, we know it will take you a maximum of 7 minutes to die of suffocation inside that place. And while she was screaming and shouting, send your angel of might to come and rescue my child, all of a sudden, the two hands came out. Makabali Shakandele Brataya. And the neighbors rallied around, picked the boy, picked the two hands. Because even when they put in the ladder, nobody could go in there. Because there will be another death. That's how they took the boy. The young boy is here. To God. You are the God.
Do you know the meaning? This thing I'm preaching today, the glory of God. That's what it means. The glory of God. That's your name. That's the English interpretation. Now, when you fell inside the socket well and you went there, what were you doing inside there?
I was sleeping.
You were sleeping. He was dead. 45 minutes. That thing is sleep of death. Nobody can be inside poo-poo, filled to the brim, 14 feet deep, at the bottom, for 45 minutes to 1 hour and still be alive. Oh.
1 hour, 45 minutes, sir.
Oh, I only had 1 hour. Now it says 1 hour, 45
minutes, sir. Yes, sir.
How can a human being, can you even survive for 5 minutes? Can you survive for 10? So he said he was sleeping. That's 5 years. How old are you now?
I'm 10.
You are 10. So this happened 5 years ago. You were 5 years then. That's what they told me.
Yes.
And you were sleeping there.
Yes.
So what happened? How did you come up? Your hand came up.
That I saw one man that told me to raise my hand up.
One man came there and told you to raise your hand up. But from 14 feet down, how did your hand come up to the surface?
The man carried me.
The man carried you up. The angel of might. Hey! 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 Things are going to happen from this service. Let me interview the mother because I'm taking your time. But, when they told you, the people were shouting that your son has fallen in.
Yes, sir.
What did you do? What is the first reaction?
Sir, to be honest speaking, the first time I lost it because I've heard many stories and nobody entered there and came out alive. But no, I'm in a great commission. I know I'm under grace because I have a papa. And I really thank God because when I came down, my son was nowhere to be found. People have brought ladder was nowhere to be found. But I remember after 1 hour 45 minutes because I've lost it. And I cried unto God Almighty. If truly Reverend David Obeli is your son, bring out my son. I will not lose my son. Then I remember that Tuesday when I...
How many children do you have that time?
3.
How many boys?
2 boys and a girl, sir.
Okay, you also had alternative. And you still refuse. If your mother's faith, if she did not persist on God, you have been gone, or you won't be here today. A lot of the people raised from the dead in the Bible is the women. It's the women. Sometimes women can say, I think I still have the other 2. We can manage. We can even make other babies. Why did you demand that he must come back?
Because I know since I've entered Dominion City, we have not lost any. We have never heard that a member in Dominion City died. And I said, I will not be the first. It will not start from my house. No.
Were you a Christian before you joined DC?
I was a Christian, but not that strong, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't mention anything. It's not important. Now, but because it takes a strong faith to believe for somebody to be brought back to life. Talk less of somebody that is at the bottom of a sockaway pit, 14 feet deep, filled to the brim. That's what they told me. Now, what prayer did you pray? Is to help other people who face challenges. What did you pray? How did you cry?
For almost 1 hour, I was confused because people were telling me, Madam, don't cry, don't bother. He is dead, he will not come out. But within that 1 hour, 45 minutes, I had it clearly. I under a great commission. You know what to do. That's the time I shouted, oh God, if really Reverend David Obeli is your son, bring out my son. Because I believe in grace. And my pastor, that Tuesday, when we went for Watch Angels Forum, he assigned angel of might, several of them to follow each member. And I said, that angel of might that my pastor, Pastor Wankwejidima, have assigned to me, go out there and bring out my son. I will not lose my son. 5 minutes of that, we now saw his head up, the head and the body.